Hello friends, today we are going to learn what is a finite difference and interpolation, okay? So let me introduce first what is exactly this finite difference and interpolation. Suppose y is equal to f of x is a continuous function. See, you can see here this is a continuous function, okay? You can see this is a continuous function, means there is no jump, no difference. So this curve you can see is completely in a continuous form. So for each value of x we can find the respective functional value here. So you can see this is a functional value. So now for each x, for x naught here we can find y naught, here x1 you can find y1, for x2 you can find y2, okay? Likewise we can find. So what exactly we are doing is we are trying to find the value of the c, the value of y naught. Y is nothing but what? Y is nothing but f of x, okay? So for x is a independent variable and y is a dependent variable. So for each value of x, the y will change. If the x will change, then y will change. If x will jump, the functional value y will also jump according to that change of this x values, okay? Now in this method what exactly we are doing is we are trying to find the value of y for the intermediate value of x, okay? So that is the main motive behind this interpolation method, okay? So what exactly we are doing is we are just dividing this entire interval, entire interval into n parts, n equal parts. So each part is what? H distance. From here to here h distance, from here to here h distance, from here to here h distance, from here to here h distance. Likewise we are dividing completely this total interval into how many parts? N parts. You can see here the value of x are called these values, each values, this one is called arguments, okay? This x1, x2, x3, these all are called arguments, and the functional value with respect to this x naught are called entries. So these are the entries with respect to this x0 argument. This is the entry of y1 with respect to x1. It means y1 is nothing but f of x1, means the functional value at x1 is what? Y1, okay? These are called entries. What is this h? H is nothing but the last, suppose this is xn and this is x naught. So xn minus x naught divided by how many parts? 7 parts. So if you will do that, then eventually we will get equal space. It means suppose मनकर 2 आउ फर्स्ट आम इंटरवल हो 0 है 0 आउ लास्ट हूँ मनकर 8, 0 to 8 इंटरवल ये 8 को जब आम कम्प्लीटली 4 भाग डिवाइड करवा तो कौन 8 माइनस केते 0/4 एले केते आसीबो 8/4 इज इक्वल टू 2 ता माने कम्प्लीटली ए स्पेस को आमे कौन करबा एटा 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 है देखो एटा गोटे पार्ट 1, एटा गोटे पार्ट 2, एटा गोटे पार्ट 3, एटा गोटे पार्ट 4 आमे कम्प्लीटली 4 भाग डिवाइड कले बुझिपारल. And the process of finding the value of y for any intermediate value of x are termed as interpolation. Okay, what is interpolation? The process of finding y for any intermediate value of x is termed as interpolation method. So if however we need a value of y for some value of x outside the given region, suppose এটা হচ্ছে আমার region, এই region বাহার যদি আমি find করি y এর value, then that is called extrapolation method, okay? So now you can see here x0, x2, x3, x0, x1, okay? I forgot to write x1 here, so x1 will be there. I forgot to write here x1, then x2, x3 up to xn. So this is the b and this is a. So what we are doing is xi is nothing but x0 plus ih. So how you can say? You can see here x1 is nothing but x0 plus xh. If I am going to draw this one, you see here, okay? Suppose this is my x0 and this is my xn. So equally what I am doing, I am dividing equally. up to n parts. So this is our x1, this is my x2, x3, so on like this. Okay, so what is the difference between x0 to x1? This difference is what? H difference. This difference is h difference, h difference. So what is exactly? Xi is nothing but x0 plus I into h. How you can say? Suppose I need the value of x1 here. Okay, so x1, if you will put 1, is equal to x0 plus what is I? I is 1 into h. So h1. So x1 is nothing but x0 plus h is equal to x1. Simply x2 is equal to kono x1 plus h. x2 case kono x1 plus h. But what is x1? x1 is nothing but x1 plus x0 plus h, x0 plus h plus h. So x0 plus 2h. So x2 is equal to x0 plus 2h. Similarly, if you will find x4, then x0 plus 4h also we can write. Okay, that is the process of finding what? Respective points. So basically in this lecture what we are going to study is there are types of differences. How many types of differences are there? Okay, so I am going to highlight this one. Types of differences. What are the types of differences? First is shifting operator. Shifting operator. The second one is what? Forward difference operator. Forward difference operator. And third one is backward difference operator. Okay, forward difference operator, backward difference operator. And the fourth one is central difference operator. And for fifth one is average difference operator. Okay, so there are 5 difference operator. So now what we are going to study? We are going to study what is a shifting operator. Okay, shifting operator. What is shifting operator exactly? Shifting operator means, so if a continuous function is given to us f of x in a tabulated of n plus 1 equispaced points, that means if f of x is given us, okay, this is a polynomial, and n plus 1 equispaced points given to us is like this: xi is equal to x0 plus I into h. That we have mentioned earlier. Okay, so I is equal to, I will run from 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, so generally what exactly shifting operator means? E. We can remember E. This is a shifting operator. What we are exactly doing is we are shifting our function. So suppose E of f of xi. This means shifting of this function. It means f of xi plus h. This is shifting, means we are shifting our function value of this function with xi plus h. It means suppose shifting of f of x0, xi, x1. Okay, shifting of f of x1 is nothing but how we can write f of x1 plus h. We can say write like this. And E of f of x2, how we can write like this? F of x2 plus h. Okay, so f of x1 plus h is nothing but what? X1 plus h is what? X1 plus h is nothing but x2. So this is nothing but f of x2. What is this? This is nothing but f of x3. So e of f of xi is nothing but f of xi plus h. That is nothing but what? F of x I plus 1. Okay, that is the what main idea behind this. Likewise, e of f of x n minus 1, after shifting, what it will become f of x n minus 1 plus h. That means f of x n, it is going to be like this. Okay, so you have to remember this one. So now repeated higher order shifting operator. Repeated shifting operator. Repeated higher order shifting operator means you can see e of f of xi is nothing but what? F of I plus 1. So e of f of x is nothing but f of x plus h. Okay, so now this is the first order. Suppose second order of f of x. So how you have to do this? E of f of x. Okay, but we know that e of f of x is nothing but what? Yeah, this e keep as it is. And what is f of x? F of x is nothing but f of x plus h. Okay, now again you have to do this one. So what? Shifting of f of x plus h is nothing but f of x plus h plus h. So this is going to be f of x plus 2h. So e square of f of x is nothing but f of x plus 2h. Okay, you remember this one. Likewise, eq of f of x, how you have to perform? Kemti karibo? You keep e square e of f of x. Okay, what is e of f of x? E square into f of x plus h. Okay, now again put e, then e of f of x plus h. This is nothing but e of f of x plus h is nothing but f of x plus 2h. That we have done here earlier. Okay, now what is this? Again f of x plus 2h plus h. So f of x plus 3h. So e cube of f of x is nothing but f of x plus 3h. Now you can see the relation. When this is a power 3, here h is multiplied by 3. So we can see here e of power n f of x, nothing but how we can transform this one into shifting operator? F of x plus n into h. This is generalization. Okay, you remember this one properly. Now we can go for the forward shifting operator. Shifting operator. What is a forward shifting operator? You can see here. Suppose a function is given, f of x is a function. F of x is a what is a function? Continuous function. Okay, f of x is a continuous function with n plus 1 distinct equispaced interval is given to us. It means xi is equal to xi plus what? X naught plus ih. This I will range from 0, 1, 2, dot 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 up to n. Okay, so now what exactly this forward difference? The forward difference operator is what? Like this. This is a forward difference. So for what is a forward difference? Forward difference means this one of f of x is nothing but what? F of x plus h minus f of x. This is the forward difference. Okay. Likewise, f of, suppose this is f of xi, then f of xi plus h minus f of xi. If this is f of x naught, means functional value of f, the forward difference of the functional value of at x naught is nothing but f of x naught plus h minus f of x naught. Okay. Similarly, delta of x1 is nothing but f of x1 plus h minus f of x1. This one you can write like this also. This one you can write like this: f of I plus 1 minus f of I. This one you can write f of 0 plus 1 minus f of 0. This one you can write f of 2 minus f of 1. You can write. Okay. I think this is there is no problem. You have understood completely this one. So now we can generalize this one. Delta of f of xn is nothing but what? F of xn plus h minus f of xn. Okay. This is nothing but what? Xn plus h is equal to nothing but f of x n plus 1 minus f of xn. Okay. So this is nothing but f of n plus 1 minus f of n. We can write shortcut like this. This is nothing but delta of f of xn. You remember this one. Now I will go for the higher order. What is higher order? Forward difference. Okay. What is a higher order forward difference? See, we know that delta of f of xi is nothing but what? F of xi plus 1, f of xi plus h tole now you will go for the higher order forward difference method. What is this? We know that what is delta of f of x? We know that this is f of x plus h minus f of x. Okay, this is the formula that we have studied. So higher order means, suppose this is del square of f of x. How to deal with this one? First, del of f of x. You can write like this. Then this is nothing but del of, what is del of f of x? F of x plus h minus f of x. Okay. Now you operate again this f of x plus h minus del of f of x. So this is nothing but what? F of x plus h minus f of x plus h. I think you have understood this one. Okay. X plus h is the term now. So f of x plus h minus f of x plus h minus, what is this? F of x plus h minus f of x. Okay. Then this is going to be what? F of x plus 2h minus f of x plus h minus, this is f of x plus h minus plus f of x. So f of x plus 2h minus 2 into f of x plus h plus f of x. This is what? Del square of f of x is nothing but this one. Okay. So you can write this one also in this format: sigma this is I stand from 0 to 2 minus I power is what, 2, sorry, minus 1 power is I, minus 1 power is I, minus 1 power is I into C 2 K. This is a combination f of, okay, you don't have to remember this one, you just remember, keep like this. Okay, now similarly we can go for the higher order, cube of f of x. How to deal this one? Keep del as it is and square of f. What is this one we have studied here previously? Del square of f is nothing but f of how much? This is I plus 2 minus 2 into f of I plus 1 minus f of I. Okay, now you can go for like this. F of I plus 3 it is going to be, then f of I, sorry, f of I plus 2. No, I think this is very confusing, right, for you? Okay, I'm going to simplify this one as like this: f of x. So we have studied del of, what is this, f of x plus 2h minus 2 into f of x plus h plus f of x. Okay, this is nothing but what, again, f of x plus 3h minus f of x plus 2h minus, now this del is operated here, so 2 is a constant, so 2 take common outside. This is x plus 2h minus f of x plus h plus, again this del is operated here, then f of x plus h minus f of x. Okay, now this is going to be x plus 3h minus f of x plus 2h minus, you just open this bracket, so 2 into f of x plus 2h minus minus plus 2 into f of x plus h plus f of x plus h minus f of x. Okay, so now f of x plus 3h minus 2x plus 2h minus 1, so 3 into f of x plus 2h plus 2 into 1, 2 plus 1, so 3 f of x plus h minus f of x. Okay, now you have seen this one. So first, when del square of f of x is given to us, then f of x plus 2h minus 2 into x plus h plus f of x. Somewhere you can see that this is in this format: a minus b square is nothing but a square minus 2ab plus b square, right? This format. For this one, a minus b q, what is this? aq minus 3ab plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus bq, sorry, this is minus bq in this format. Okay, instead of this one, here only 3 is given, only x is given. Okay, you can see in this format. So here one general formula is given: a plus b whole square. How we are writing? This is a square plus 2ab plus b square. You know from the combination, okay, permutation and combination, this is nothing but what? This is 2. So 2c0 into a square plus 2c1 into a into b plus 2c2 into b square. These are the coefficients. These coefficients are in terms of what? These combinations. How this one? N, C, K. This combination is n factorial divided by k factorial into n minus k factorial. This is the combinatrix notations. What is n factorial exactly? N factorial is nothing but n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into dot 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 up to 1. Okay, so by this you can see here what is 2c0. 2c0 is nothing but 2 factorial divided by what? 0 factorial into 2 minus 0 factorial. What is 2 factorial? 2 factorial is nothing but 2 into 1, 2. 0 factorial is 1. You remember this one. Again 2 factorial. 2 factorial, 2 into 1. So this will cancel out. So this is going to be 1. That's why instead of 2c0, here you have replaced 1 into a square. Okay. Now you go for 2c1. 2c1 is nothing but what? 2c1 is nothing but 2 factorial divided by 1 factorial into 2 minus 1 factorial. This is nothing but 2 factorial by 1 factorial into 1 factorial. So 2 factorial means 2. That's why 2 into a b. Again 2c2 means 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2 minus 2 factorial. That is about 2 factorial by 2 factorial into 0 factorial. So it will cancel out each other. That is 1. That's why it is 1 into b square. So here coefficient is 1, coefficient is 2, coefficient is 1. That's why a square plus ab, 2ab plus b square. Okay. So these things you have to remember. Here we have used. Again you remember one thing, Pascal triangle. What is a Pascal triangle? 1, then 1, 1 is given. Okay. So 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2. So again you put 1, 1. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. 1, 1. Okay. Again 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Again 1, 1. Again you put 5. 4 plus 1, 5. 6 to 10. Again it is 10. Again it is 5. You put 1, 1. This is called Pascal triangle. Okay. This is called Pascal triangle. So here in this format, here only one term. Suppose a plus b power 0. Okay. Here a plus b power 1. But here a plus b power square means a square plus 2ab plus b square. These are the coefficients. That's why you are writing a square plus 2ab plus b square. That's why you are writing like this. Here why a plus b whole cube formula? Here a cube, this 1, plus 3a square b, this 3, plus 3ab square, this 3, plus b cube. Okay. So in this format we can write like this. This is the Pascal triangle. It will keep like this. Okay. It will go on and on and on like this. So a plus b power is 0, we can write only 1. That's why it is 1. But a plus b power 1 is a plus b only we can write. What is the coefficient? 1, 1. That's why it is 1 and 1. Here a plus b whole square formula is a square 2ab plus b square. Here coefficient is 1. Here it is 2. It is 1. That's why 1, 2, 1. Okay. Now we can see okay, there are certain things we need to remember. Okay, difference formula. Things we need to remember. The difference of constant functions are always 0. It means Okay, the operator, this is commutative. This forward difference operator is always commutative in its operation as regard constants. So we can write is commutative as regards to constant. That is del of c del of a. We have, suppose del of c into f of x. Okay, that we can write del of c f of x is nothing but what, c into this is what, f of x plus h minus f of x. So this is nothing but c into del of f of x. That's why here this is going to be like this. Okay, 3 number, if a and b are constants, then a into del into a of f of x plus b into g of x, that is nothing but what, a into del of f of x plus b into del of g of x. We can write like this. This is distributive property. Okay, now we can show what exactly the finest difference of quotient of two function is given by like this. Suppose forward difference of f of x by g of x is given to us. Then how we can do this one? We can do like this: g of x forward difference of f of x minus f of x forward difference of g of x divided by g of x plus h into g of x. Okay, remember this one. Panch number. Suppose forward difference of f of x is a function and g of x is a function, then this formula will be what, f of x plus h to del of g of x into del of f of x. This thing we have to remember this one. Okay, we can prove also, there is no problem. How to prove this one? You can see here. We can prove this one also. Proof. Okay, so del of f of x into g of x is given to us. How to do this one? F of x plus h into g of x plus h minus f of x into g of x. This is the definition, right? Now we can introduce this one, f of x plus h, g of x plus h minus plus we can prove. We can prove g of x into f of x plus h plus g of x into f of x plus h minus f of x into g of x. Okay, then this is going to be, here f of x plus h, f of x is common, so f of x plus h is a common, so you will take common. This is g of x plus h minus g of x plus this g of x is common, then f of x plus h minus f of x is given. Okay, now this is going to be like this. This is f of x plus h into what? This is nothing but what? Del of g of x plus g of x into what is this? This is nothing but del of f of x. Here we have proved. Okay, this thing we have proved here. Now this one also we can prove. This one also we can prove here. You can prove here. You can see here what is given to us? Del of f of x by g of x. Okay, so by the definition, this is f of x plus h by g of x plus h minus f of x by g of x, right? So now you go for LCM, g of x plus h into g of x. So Bajragrana Paddhati, g of x into f of x plus h minus what? G of x plus h into f of x. Okay, so what exactly this? This is nothing but we can see here f of x plus h into g of x minus f of x into g of x. I am going to introduce this one into f of x into g of x minus g of x plus h into f of x divided by g of x plus h into g of x. See, here I have added and different subtracted, so there is no change of any value. Okay, so now this is going to be what? When g of x is a common, so f of g of x is a common, so f of x plus h minus f of x, this is nothing but what? G of x is a common, f of x plus h minus f of x is nothing but del of f of x. Okay, plus here you take common this one, f of x is a common, so you will take common minus f of x common, you will take minus f of x common, then this is going to be g of x plus h minus g of x. This is nothing but what? Del of g of x, right? So instead of this one, I will write del of g of x divided by g of x plus h into g of x. That is a what? F of x by g of x. That is the thing we have got. Okay.